What's up, YouTube friends? My name is Danny Jones, and welcome to Jones Vibes.
Jones Vibes.
First and foremost, thank you so much for clicking on this video, and if you enjoy it, say hello there to the like button, and then go ahead and take the high ground and hit subscribe as well as hit that notification bell. That'll keep you up to date when I make more content. And the trailer for Obi-Wan Kenobi has finally arrived, and we need to talk about it. And even though this trailer is short, it is pretty jam-packed with information, and so I kind of want to break it down and then talk about what we already know about the show and then what could possibly be happening in the show. And I have heard some rumors about the show, and so I might end up slicing into some spoiler territory. And so if you don't even want any of the possibilities spoiled for you, I would suggest stop watching right now. And if you want to know everything that there is to know about Kenobi before it comes out and you want unlimited power, then let's get into this. So we are now 10 years after Revenge of the Sith, and this trailer opens up on the sands of Tatooine, and yes, we're back on Tatooine. But we hear Obi-Wan say, "The fight is done. We lost," clearly referencing Order Number 66 and the aftermath that took place throughout the galaxy. And then we get this shot of him, and he's watching over a young Luke Skywalker, and Luke is acting like he's a little star pilot, and he's flying a ship. Very reminiscent of Jake Lloyd and Anakin Skywalker. Like father, like son. But then out of nowhere, Johnny Dubs just slaps us all in the face with Duel of the Fates. And this is where the fun begins. But seriously, bringing back all of these themes from Revenge of the Sith and the prequel trilogy is just crazy. It doesn't even feel real. I think honestly the last time that I watched a trailer with that music in it would have been 17 years ago, back when I was just a youngling. But then we get the Grand Inquisitor, and he's speaking over this shot of what looks like an Imperial type ship, and it's entering the Fortress of Inquisitors. And his voice is menacing. And he says, "The key to hunting Jedi is patience." And bro, I love this storyline. The Empire is in complete control of the galaxy at this point. And instead of letting the Jedi just be the ones that got away, Vader and Palpatine, and now the Inquisitors, they're hunting them down. They're truly just trying to wipe them all out. And if you don't know who the Grand Inquisitor is, that's okay. He's never been live action. He's from the show, the Star Wars show Rebels. And he has kind of a big backstory, but long story short, he's a Force-sensitive dark agent, and he's the head of the Inquisitorius program, which was created and is overseen by Darth Vader. And man, imagine having him for a boss, huh? But yeah, to me, the Grand Inquisitor looks pretty interesting. So far, I like his voice acting. It's a little sad that Jason Isaacs isn't voicing him or isn't playing him. There have actually been a lot of complaints online just by the aesthetic and the look of him compared to how he looks in Rebels. And I don't know, I understand the eyes don't look quite right, but if they had to make him completely accurate, they'd have to smush that poor actor's head. And nobody wants their head smushed. That's not fun. Trust me. But yeah, I think it's going to be okay. And then, he continues, he's still talking during this trailer, and he says, "Jedi cannot help what they are. Their compassion leaves a trail. The Jedi code is like an itch. He cannot help it." And then we also see what could be a Jedi hanging dead in the street. And there's a crowd around this body, and it has Uncle Owen in it. And Joel Edgerton is reprising his role from Revenge of the Sith, which is just awesome. But just that shot alone kind of means that we're going in a dark direction. And I think that Deborah Chow is going to nail the tone of this thing. And then we have a lot of little snippets of this other Inquisitor named Reva. And I don't really know much about her, but she looks super cool. And we also get what looks like the fifth brother, and he's walking on some planet that kind of looks like Tokyo or something. And I think this is a brand new planet. I had a friend tell me this also could be the lower streets of Coruscant. I'm not sure, but I'm honestly hoping that the first couple episodes take place on Tatooine, but then that the rest of the series is just on different planets. We got so much desert in the Book of Boba that I hope that this kind of gets away from that a little bit. But besides that, like I said, it goes pretty quick. The music is amazing, and then we get some back-to-back shots of Obi-Wan Kenobi at the end, and he kind of turns toward the camera, and then we have this breath by Darth Vader over the title screen. And it kind of gave me chills. I was like, oh, brr. And now I thought that this was a great trailer. There was just enough there for like a first look, but it didn't give too much away besides, I guess, the introduction of the Inquisitors to live action. And seeing Ewan McGregor reprising that role, it just kind of makes you feel safe about this show. However I feel about the prequels nowadays, like, it doesn't change the fact that they were kind of my Star Wars movies. They hit me at the right age. I was a kid when I went to all of those in theaters. From the pod racing all the way to the Duel of the Fates and Obi-Wan versus Anakin. And so watching this really just made me feel some type of way. And also from what we can gather, like, Luke is for sure in the show, but Leia is out there as well. And this is where I get into some possible spoilers, because I've actually heard a rumor that a big part of this plot is that Leia is kidnapped. And so Bail Organa sends somebody to get Obi-Wan to go and track her down. And that right there applies some like serious stakes to this show. Like I said, I don't know if that's exactly what's going to happen, so take that with a grain of sand. But if she is in the show, maybe we'll get some sort of like Cinnabon origin story for her hairdo in A New Hope. Sorry. And we also know that Hayden Christensen is a huge part of this show as well. And I would imagine that we're going to get a lot of Vader on Mustafar, probably some holograms of him talking to the Grand Inquisitor. And they've also announced that we're going to get like the rematch of the century. Obi-Wan fighting Anakin again, so that's just going to be insanity. But I just can't wait to see him back on screen. Like, that's just going to be crazy, especially if he takes his helmet off and we actually get to see Hayden. And then Qui-Gon Jinn, I feel like, has to be in this show. He's brought up at the end of episode 3, and so I'm assuming we're going to get some Force Ghost conversations in Obi-Wan's cave. And also, if Leia is truly kidnapped, he's probably the right guy to call. As well as I feel like we might, and I emphasize might, be getting some form of Darth Maul. Like, I don't know if they're going to have them fight, but if there is any opportunity for him to show up, it's during this. We all know how he feels.
Kenobi!
And as for some other potential things that could happen, I feel like Andor maybe could show up. I don't know if the time frame is quite right. He might be a little bit too young. And then since we're getting Darth Vader, there's really no reason why Emperor Palpatine couldn't show up. I'm personally hoping that they show him a little bit. I think that'd be really cool. But yeah, there's really a lot that they could throw into this thing. And just in general, this is a huge opportunity for Disney, Lucasfilm, and Star Wars to create something special. Because I'm not going to lie, like, the Star Wars fan base is very, very divided right now. And even though I liked the Book of Boba Fett, I'm not so sure that it did enough to bring back a lot of those former fans. And so, like I said, I think this is a really big opportunity just for them to take a step in the right direction. Because even though there's a lot of people that are like, I'm never watching Star Wars again, they're gonna watch this show. It's Obi-Wan and Darth Vader. And like I said with Book of Boba Fett, like, it might not have been my favorite thing in the world, but Dave Filoni, Jon Favreau, and now Deborah Chow with this series, I feel like they have a pretty good grasp on what the fans want, what people want. So I'm excited. But yeah, this trailer looks good, and I think we're all in for another happy landing. But what did you think? Please let me know down in the comments. Do you think this is going to be the best Star Wars show yet? Did you enjoy this trailer? And do you think that any of the thoughts that I have about the show, do you think any of this could come true? Do you have any of your own thoughts about what you think could happen? I would love to hear it, because I love all things Star Wars. And also feel free to engage with me on Instagram as well as Twitter. I'm at Jones Vibes Only. I want the Jones Vibes community to be a place where people come and feel safe sharing their opinions, as well as feel safe just being a nerd. But yeah, I hope you're all safe, happy, and healthy out there. And also, may the Force be with you. As always, thanks for tuning in, and I will see you next time.